uh, sign language into schools curriculum. If you listen very well, I say schools curriculum. Why? Is because we are not talking about just school of people with disability this time around. We're talking about having it as a general subject, as a general subject in all schools that everybody will have to learn. Why do we come up with this topic today? Is because we do have some other languages that we tell our children or we make them to learn, forgetting a circle of people with disability in our midst. These are set of people who feel like talking to everybody, but they couldn't talk to everybody. Who feels like everybody talking to them, but not everybody could talk to them. So I'm calling on the stakeholders today. These are people with deafness. These are people with deafness or hearing impairment, where you have them being isolated. We have them being isolated. Some people even go as far as complaining that why do we have people with deafness trying to marry each other, not wishing to marry people who can hear. But we've forgotten to understand that if I am marrying you and you want to marry me, we don't need to have an interpreter in between. We need to have a language, a common language, whereby we'll be able to speak to ourselves. We'll be able to communicate mutually within ourselves. Now, we are letting this group of people with disability being, isolated or segregated somehow. Now, I want to call the stakeholders in our Ministry of Education. How do we incorporate this sign language for everybody to hear? Look at the program we are doing now. We've for long now been announcing to people, please, if you know how to if you know how to do sign language, please come and help us on this program. Nobody has ever come out to say, I know how to do this thing. Because number one, they are few. Once they are few, and you want to call on anybody to come and assist you do anything, definitely there might be charges. There might be a kind of a financial implication that will make them to come. But let's assume that everybody understands this language, including myself. Once I'm talking, I will be signing, and that person with deafness will be understanding what exactly we are doing here. We said this is special people's compass on OGTV, and that's a program designed to attend to matters that have to do with people with disability. Now, some part of us are watching us, they couldn't hear us. So if you are a stakeholder in that regard, please, we need everybody to understand, because they are not just to talk to themselves, they have to talk to everybody. If you are not a deaf and you can talk in sign language, deaf person will be happy to meet you because you understand his or her language. So that is why we want to believe that it is necessary for our House of Assembly to kindly present a bill like this. It is important for our Ministry of Education to kindly help us incorporate this into the school curriculum. Not just delegate on this. No, we don't want a situation whereby it will be limited to some schools. No, let them learn it everywhere. It is a plus. It will be a plus to anybody who understands that sign language. Working in embassy may be easy for such person. Working in airport, working in some other international organization, even in church, even in our mosque, seminars, workshops. How can we help this set of people not to live alone, not to live an isolated lifestyle, whereby until when you see one person out of about 200 million people that speaks your language, that is when you understand what exactly is happening around you. Let us consider the time for emergency, time for danger. Oh, there's fire somewhere. Someone looking at you like this. He will not understand you. But if there's a way, they say, there's fire, fire, fire. So today, I think it's a bit painful to still have an environment where people with deafness still live alone. I don't pray that you and I lose our air. I don't pray. I don't pray that we lose our air. I pray that we continue to enjoy that grace. But let us have them at the back of our mind that some people still live alone. So if you are a person having opportunity today, if you are a stakeholder in the Ministry of Education, a stakeholder, if you are a stakeholder anywhere, let us advocate for incorporating this sign language into the school curriculum. It is very, very necessary. Brother?
Thank you very much, Okoyemi. That's wonderful charge coming from Okoyemi to all concerned stakeholders towards bridging a communication gap between people with deaf impairment and we that God give us the privilege to hear. We should do it. First of all, let me give kudos to person that designed sign language. That person solved a lot of communication gap, because if there are not to be anything called sign language, I wonder what kind of world it will be for people with deaf impairment. So such person that God give the wisdom to solve that problem. Kudos to you wherever you are. Kudos to you. And also, let me also say something that we need to do. We must give kudos to the government. You know, they make use of this sign interpreter in their inauguration, in their election campaign, whatever programs of government, they use them. And it's one of these things, and it's even being used internationally. And little by little, there will be an integration of this sign language for the benefit of the people with deaf impairment. And it is very important for us, government at every strata in this country, that we should have in consideration, you know, for people with disability, whatever forms of disability, in your programs, in your policies, in your welfare this year, because this will really do a lot in our life, in shaping our life for better. This will do a lot in making us better as a community of people living with disability, or as an individual with disability. You say you don't want us to beg, you don't want us to be causing nuisance on the major road or everywhere. That's the only little you can do on your part as a government, you know, as a corporate bodies, by making all these things work better. Excuse me, I have catarrh, that's why my water is coming in my eye. So we have to make this thing work better for our people and for them to live an enjoyable life, so that nobody will have a communication gap. And all what I will say will be more, you know, everybody will understand, everybody will enjoy the flow of communication. Because when you are communicating and you are not making meaning to the people, your communication is just worthless. So that is why we are calling on this program today In fact, this program today is dedicated for for sign language, and also we are also using this medium to, as we appeal to you last year, if you are a sign interpreter and you wish to join us on this program, the door is open for you. You are doing this for the benefit of community of people living with deaf impairment, for us to enjoy all the good information we are dishing out on this program on weekly basis. Some of them are missing out. A whole lot of them are missing out because they can only, so it's just a few of them that can only read our lips, and not every one of them can read our lips. So if you are a sign interpreter and you want to come to this program, to come and join us in making this program, getting down to the people with deaf impairment, free of charge, you can come and at your own expense, because we want you to use this as your own corporate social responsibility for the community of people with deaf impairment. And we will be glad and we'll be happy. And God, in His infinite mercy, we also reward you bountifully, because anything we do in this life, there is a reward for everything. So we are imploring you, as a man, as a woman, if you are a sign interpreter, you want to feature on this program, you want to be keeping with us on this program, so that our program will be getting down to people with deaf impairment. We need you. We need your service. We need your service, but at no cost. At no cost. At no cost. Please, if you can do this for us, and if there is anyone watching us at home, maybe you want to do this, maybe you want to pay this sign interpreter as your own contribution to this program, we will be so glad to have that coming on board. So my charge to everyone, please, whatever we do in this year, let's put people with disability into consideration, because we can always reduce the nuisance, we can always reduce the inability of our people not doing enough for themselves. It's not that they don't want to do, but there is no power. They are limited in some ways, and this is the only little you can do for them to make them be active, and for them to to showcase what they have, their talents, their gifts to the outside world, for them to be appreciated.
Yeah, that's a big one from Biodo. And I want us to, let me say this again. The Ministry of Education, I think there's still a lot for you to do. It shouldn't be limited to just having schools or educating just our pupils or the students in our schools. What about the general public? We are talking about having a sign language person here on the program. We may not be able to, we cannot even pay that person. But it's still something that can, we believe that you have in your own capacity, having them as teachers under you, if there's a way that they can be nominated or probably assigned to do this for us, we will be glad.
As your own contribution? As
the contribution from the Ministry of Education, educating that circle of people with disability. I mean, those with hearing impairment, those with deafness. How do we get our submissions, our discussions here down to them? How do we get them not deprived of those vital informations that we do dish out here? And again, let us give thanks to those that what's it called, that make this a video call. Some people don't know why exactly there is a video call. Majorly, it is for the people with deafness. so that they can have their phone screen on and talk to themselves. Oh, you don't know you use what somebody has thought of giving to people with deafness. It is for you too, but majorly it is for them, so that they can see, use their screen and talk to each other. So today we still have like 5 minutes on the program. Let's open the phone line and talk to us. Don't wait until probably maybe you say, because I don't have a child with hearing impairment, we don't pray that anybody have a child with hearing impairment, but let us do our own part. 08030442929. 08030442929. We are expecting your call. Let's have a contribution on the program. The need to infuse sign language into school curriculum. How important is this to you?
As we await your call and your contribution on the program, let me reiterate this in Yoruba language, what we have been discussing since morning. Tá ń sọ ní látàtàrọ̀ ní pé pàtàkì láti bí àwọn tí olóyìnbó ń pè ní sign language táwọn tí yóò gbọ́ nǹkan kan tó máa ń lò gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ òun là ń sọ látàtàrọ̀ wípé ó ṣe pàtàkì fún wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìjọba àti àwọn èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé aládàáni náà ta ní ipa rere tá à ń kó ní àwùjọ, torí pé ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn èèyàn yìí ni tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láwùjọ ni wọn ò mọ bó ṣe ń lọ. Ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé gbogbo nǹkan tọ́lọ́run dẹ̀ dá dáradára ló dá, kò wá jẹ́ ká yà àwọn èèyàn yìí sọ́tọ̀, torí ẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ wá ń pè pé ìjọba ni o, àwọn aládàáni tó jẹ́ pé àwọn náà nípa tó ń kó láwùjọ, à ń pè yín pé kẹjọ kẹ bá wa fi ètò yìí sínú àwọn ètò yín ní ọdún yìí, kí gbogbo ohun tí ẹ bá ń ṣe àwọn sign interpreter bí yẹn máa gbà wọ́n ni o, yeah, in terms of your policy inauguration anything. So ẹ mọ̀ àwọn kan lè ń bá sọ̀rọ̀, àwọn kan tó ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ẹ̀ ń já àwọn èèyàn kan sọ́tọ̀ sí àfẹ́yẹ́ kó wà. We don't want segregation this year. We want inclusivity at 100%. Kọ́tà fẹ́ lọ́dún yìí nìyẹn. So ìdí tá a ṣe wá ń pè lórí ètò yìí lè ní wípé ẹ bá wa gba àwọn èèyàn yìí, bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe é ṣe kọ́ máa sọ fáwọn èèyàn yìí kí wọ́n fẹ́ fẹ́ máa àti ẹ̀dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó tiẹ̀ design ní sign language yìí wọ́n pàápàá, torí pé àwọn èèyàn ń wá ọ̀nà láti solve problem. Ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà ṣe wọ́n tá a lè ṣe ní ibi tá a wà tá a ṣe wà, káwọn èèyàn lè sọ pé àwa náà ṣe ìwọ̀n tá a lè ṣe nígbà táwa náà wà ń bẹ̀. Torí pé ẹlòmíì ló ṣe JOS yìí wà fáwọn tí ò ní ojú láti tẹ kọ̀ǹpútà láti operate phone. Ṣé mo àwọn èèyàn ń solve problem àwọn èèyàn wa every single day. Ọ̀pọ̀ wọn náà wọ́n lè transfer owó láti orí fóònù Android phone wọn. Yes, ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn tí ò nójú wọ́n lè transfer owó láti inú fóònù wọn sí ẹni tó fẹ́ ra nǹkan lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn kan náà ló ń ṣe àwọn ilé lọ́ṣẹ̀ àwọn app oríṣiríṣi. Àwọn kan ń ṣe keyboard tó jẹ́ pé àwọn tí ò ní ìpèníjà ojú tó lè tẹ̀ fúnra wọn tó máa operate gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó ń lójú ni. Èyí náà la fi wá ń pè pé ẹ jẹ́ àjọ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ lọ́dún yìí kí àjọ mú gbogbo kìíní kó délé kó dóko, kó má sí communication gap kankan láàrin anybody wa. A tún fi àsìkò yìí náà pè fún ẹni tí ẹ bá jẹ́ sign interpreter tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe, ṣùgbọ́n a nílò yín lórí ètò yìí torí pé nǹkan tá à ń ṣe lórí ètò yìí ó ṣe pàtàkì gan. A dẹ̀ fẹ́ ya ẹnikẹ́ni sọ́tọ̀, a fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́nikẹ́ni má jẹ àǹfààní nínú ẹ̀, torí ẹ̀ la wá ń pè yín pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, kẹ́yìn náà lò ilé fún gẹ́gẹ́ bí corporate social responsibility yín, ipa tẹ́yìn náà fẹ́ kó láwùjọ, pé ohun tèmi náà lè ṣe èyí fún àwọn àwùjọ àwọn èèyàn tí ò gbọ́n tí wọ́n gbọ́n tó ti yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀ dáríjì mi tí n bá sọ dáadáa pé ipa tẹ̀ lè kórè lórí ètò wa tó tẹ̀ jẹ́ ìwádìí ìbàlẹ̀ máa bá ṣe ń sọ ẹ̀ máa bá wa sọ fún wọn, ẹ̀ máa bá wa interpret ẹ̀, àyè sílẹ̀ fún yín o. Àwọn ò ní agbára láti fún yín ní owó kówó kankan, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń wù wá létẹ̀ ní fọ̀ǹtẹ̀ ní kan náà, irú àwọn èèyàn yìí tó ń bá wá sórí ètò yìí, bóyá owó mọ́tò wọn ni tẹ̀ ná gbára tẹ fẹ́ fún wọn, àǹfààní ẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Bóyá ìbéè ni ẹ fẹ́ gbà fún wa lórí ètò ìgbé kí wọ́n á máa wá láti ọwọ́ tí yín ni àǹfààní ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ a máa pe nọ́mbà wa síta lẹ́yìn ètò ẹ pè wá kẹ́ bá wa ṣe lágbára ọlọ́run ọkàn gbogbo abalẹ̀ lọ́dún yìí ọdún ayọ̀ ọdún ìdùnnú ló máa jẹ́ fún wa.
ó dáa mo rò pé bá a ṣe ń sọ ó ń délé ó ń dóko ó ń wọnú ọkàn yín lọ ó ń wọnú akínyẹmí ara yín ẹ sì ń rò ó pé kí ni ìgbésẹ̀ tẹ́yìn náà lè gbé láti ran ẹnìkan lọ́wọ́ pàápàá jùlọ àwọn tó ní ìpèníjà àìlègbọ́ràn. These are our own parts this week, and we believe you are also there to take your own part, and the good Lord will help all of us to keep doing our best. So this is a package to this week. So, and you want to talk to me after this program, call me up on 00 38 40 2441 080 38 40 2441.
Or you want to call me Abiodun Moya Isheru on this program, after this program, you can call me on 070 83 84 7661 070 83 84 7661. Till next week we meet again. We say bye.
I see my ability. They call me disabled. I call myself differently abled. There are some incidents that happen in your life. Those incidents break you, deform you, but they mold you into the best version of you. And the same thing happened to me.
Tomorrow.